Hello, today is January 6, 2025, and I wanted to bring up the Epstein files again. My name is Terry. Less than 1% of the DOJ Epstein files have been released with the deadline of 12/19. As of January 6, 2025, multiple deadlines have now been ignored by the Department of Justice. There is still not a complete search function button, though a button for that on these documents is required by law. The Epstein Transparency Act, which is H.R. House Resolution 4405. This act also required that the redactions only take place to protect the victims and national security, but not to protect the reputation of anyone politically. We also have a link for a survivor who is naming names. Epstein 2.0 of TikTok tells us about her life with Epstein. Out of support for her, we have 2 links to follow. She tells us that the World Economic Forum's Andrew McAfee escorted her multiple times. He told her he liked to hire IDF people because they could unalive someone the same day in an effort to frighten her. When she reported Andrew McAfee in 2023, she was stalked and forced to move 2 weeks later. She said McAfee also had connections to Charlie Rose of PBS fame. Epstein 2.0 tells us that Charlie connected with Epstein to get young women to work on the show for him to SA them. Charlie Rose was fired only after 27 women came forth with complaints of his behavior, recounting 3 decades of abuse. I also found that if you go to the Department of Justice's website, there is now an Epstein button for his entire library, which isn't what it should be if it's only 1%. Epstein 2.0 from TikTok also tells us about Reid Hoffman, who is besties with Andrew McAfee. Reid Hoffman is a Silicon Valley tech bro who also is labeled an investor. Hoffman is being investigated for covering for Epstein. Journalistic Studios has copies of the 12/19/2025 Epstein files released, though I have no idea what these files contain. I'm only sharing them to help get the info out to those who are stronger of stomach than I and can research the details that can help victims as much as possible. A random sampling from page 1 of 14,700 plus had a fancy clock, a toilet, and an ID sticker from someone collecting evidence on 3 separate files. Please like, share, and subscribe to get the word out on these stories. Thank you.